Mr. Secretary, as the transcript, the leaked transcript, as you referred to it, says, did the President Biden work with the coward exiled president of Afghanistan to manipulate the intelligence about the Taliban?
What the president said to then President Ghani in private is exactly what he said in public, that the issue was not whether Afghanistan had the capacity to withstand the Taliban, it's whether it had the will and the plan to do so. He urged him
the transcript is a lie. It's
have
false.
That plan.
It's incorrect. He did not
and
work.
To bring people together in
You're
unity.
saying it's false, it's a lie, it's incorrect. He did not work to tamp down the intelligence on the Taliban.
Absolutely not.
So the transcript is incorrect. That's your testimony today.
The intelligence that we had, we've already discussed at some length about what the assessments were of the Taliban and its capacity to take over the country.
I think that everybody looking for an explanation about what happened and how everybody got it so wrong, how your administration got it so wrong, needs to look at that as the most likely explanation, asking the president to manipulate the intelligence of what was actually going on with the Taliban. And I'm going to tell you the 13 families that deserve most to really hear the honest answers on that, about what was going to happen in Afghanistan, why it would seem somehow logical for President Biden to leave the, quote, most advanced military weaponry, why some would not speak out against that if they were getting the false intelligence because it was coming from the top down to manipulate it. In my opinion, that's absolutely aid and comfort to the enemy. I absolutely wonder if you were complicit in this as well. I find it hard to believe that President Biden would do that without you being aware of this. And these are things that we deserve to know better answers, have better hearings on this. I do not believe a word that you're saying on this.
A heated exchange has broken out between former war veteran and Republican Brian Mast and Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Antony Blinken today gave his testimony at his hearing in front of the House Foreign Affairs Committee to examine the US withdrawal from Afghanistan. Mr Mast is a former US soldier who lost both his legs while serving in Afghanistan and was questioning Mr Blinken on he and the Biden administration's handling of the withdrawal. He starts his questioning over the leaked phone call between President Biden and Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani. The 14-minute phone call between the Afghanistan president and Joe Biden found the US president pressuring Mr Ghani to create the perception that the Taliban weren't winning or a serious threat. Neither of the presidents seemed like they were aware of what danger was to come and how quickly Kabul would fall, or it was a desperate attempt to spin a bad situation into what has been criticised as a lie. Brian Mast's questioning of Antony Blinken was in response to if Joe Biden and the Afghanistan president manipulated the intelligence to make the situation in the war-torn country look a certain way. He then began to showcase pictures and anecdotes of the 13 soldiers who lost their lives in the twin terror attacks at Kabul's international airport, telling the Secretary of State that these people deserve to know the truth. Mr Blinken continued to defend the handling of the withdrawal, but Mr Mast said he didn't believe a word the Secretary of State was saying. Republicans have heavily criticised the Biden administration's handling of the Afghanistan crisis. Republican Joe Wilson during the hearing said, "The global war on terrorism is not over. It has been moved from abroad to American homes. As the grateful father of an Afghanistan veteran, I especially see your actions as indefensible. Your bizarre abandoning of Bagram airfield led directly to 13 Marines murdered at Kabul. You should resign." Republican Lee Zeldin said, "We have an administration that does not know how to confront an adversary, understanding that they do not respect weakness, they only respect strength, and it is so greatly unfortunate the consequences, and I believe that you, sir, should resign. That would be leadership."